Well, rowing started about 150 years ago, and it was sort of, in America, it was that Yale versus Harvard boat race. And I think back in the day, there were 200,000 people watching that Yale-Harvard boat race. And it really sort of started the Harvard athletics thinking about how to organize collegiate athletics in general. So there's an awful lot of history there in terms of the sport.
I think what I love so much about rowing is the fact that it's such a team-oriented sport and that we really have to be almost like a family in order for this to really work out, because everyone in the boat has to be nice and coordinated for the whole team to work.
We've got athletes from Cassia Hall, Holland Hall, Booker T. Washington, Edison, Union, Broken Arrow, really all over.
I started rowing about a year ago. A chemistry teacher, Mr. Bergenroth at our school, told us all about it, and it sounded really fun, and I had just stopped playing my last sport, and I just really was interested in it, and so I started, and then I immediately just fell in love with it, and I just can't stop. I've been doing it a year, and I feel like I've been doing it forever. It's amazing.
Now we've got, I would say somewhere in the region of 15 or 16 teams in this region competing for regional titles and national titles, and so Tulsa's done an awful lot in terms of rowing. It's rowing. And as well as Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City has now an OCU collegiate rowing program, UCO, and in the last 4 years an OU rowing program. And so there's a lot more opportunity for athletes to get involved in the sport as high schoolers and earn opportunities at the college level.
Ultimately, I want to go to college for rowing. I love rowing so much, and I want to keep doing it over the next my life, pretty much. And whenever I grow up, I want to be a master. I want to be able to come in to a boathouse and just go and row out on my own. I'm not just doing this for high school as a credit. I want to, this is something that I want to continue for the rest of my life.
We've got rowers who are rowing at SMU. We've got rowers at TU. We actually have a rower who is coxing for Yale. I think she's just finishing up. We've had rowers go on to MIT, Boston University. So we've had a reasonable amount of success with athletes that go on to row in college.
Right now, we do training on ergometers. We call them ergs for short. And mostly we do 2Ks or 2,000-meter races. And we try and get as fast as possible. Right now, it takes me 7 minutes and 18 seconds.
Well, the erg time is, it just kind of tests how much power you have, and it's on this little beautiful machine right here. Nobody really likes the erg, but you have to do it in order to win races. So you have the 2,000 meters, and it's pretty much just a full-out sprint, and you just do it as fast as you can, and by the end you kind of just want to dive, but once you get a good erg time, that's what colleges look at, that's what the national team would look at, that's what the coaches look at to put you in a boat.
There are many types of boats. In a Tulsa Rowing Club we have all the different types of boats that there are. The smallest boats, singles, so you're out there rowing with 2 oars, we call that sculling. And then really the big boats, the biggest boats that we race are 8s, where we have 8 athletes and a coxswain. So there's really 9 people in there, but we call it an 8 because there are 8 rowers, I guess. And we row those boats as well. And those are really the ultimate team sport. You have to, there's no room for anybody not doing their part of the work. Well, I think the nice thing is that on some level we've already made it. I mean, we've already got a club, and one of the visions of one of the first benefactors of the club was to get youth rowing established in Tulsa, and we've accomplished that. As far as the future is concerned, we're obviously looking to grow. We'd like to provide the sport to athletes that otherwise maybe not could afford it. So we're looking at scholarship funds, trying to get an endowment together. And really give access to the sport to as many kids who want to try it, because it's not the cheapest sport, and we want to make that an opportunity for everybody out there.
I have done everything from baseball, basketball, soccer before this, but I really found that rowing kind of fit me best. and I plan to keep doing it through college.
We were in Oklahoma City for our regional championship, and we placed second in the women's varsity fours.
So we got in the boat, and we've practiced this boat all the time. And so, but it was still nerve-wracking, you know, like this is something that's gonna like change your life, you know, like if you get to go to nationals, that's like a big deal. So we were sitting at the start, and they like are calling the start, you know, like sit ready, attention, row, and like your heart just kind of like drops for a second, and you're like, can I do this? And then you just start pulling, and by like 250 meters, you're like, this is gonna be hard, this is gonna be so hard. But something, I don't know, I think it's our coxswain and like all the girls in your boat push through it because you know you want this. And it was a really close race we had. We got silver, so it was 1.2 seconds behind the gold, and we beat third place by like 4.3 seconds, I think. And right after, we all just collapsed and just like held hands, and we were just so happy. It was just like an amazing feeling, that feeling right after.
And so they'll be going off to Oak Ridge in Tennessee in about 3 or 4 weeks' time to go and fly the flag for Tulsa, and we're awfully proud of them.